Program Director, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Chair and Deputy Chair of the National Council of Provinces, representatives of political parties, ladies and gentlemen, and in particular Mr. Nombembe and Mrs. Nombembe and representatives of the Auditor-General. It is only proper that as Parliament and as the Executive, we recognize the service that Mr. Nombembe has provided to our young democracy and the manner in which he's advanced good governance and accountability in South Africa. Before I go further, let me apologize for the President and Deputy President who are still in a cabinet meeting. So I'm, if you like, the official representative for 5 minutes or so of cabinet whilst they make their way here. I think all of us have got to know Mr. Nombembe as a person of immense personal integrity and skill, and in many ways a trailblazer for people who have historically been disadvantaged to demonstrate their skill and make their contribution at the heart of our own democracy. Crucial to any democracy are indeed the Chapter 9 institutions, but also other institutions of governance. And it's our responsibility collectively as we move towards 20 years of democracy to ensure that we make both our individual contribution but leave behind resilient institutions that can outlive us as well. And this Mr. Nombembe has done with great excellence. His recognition is domestic on the African continent and wider internationally as has been pointed out. He's demonstrated the key qualities that is required of an Auditor-General, an independent mind and an independent approach, but not a distant one at the same time. He's repeatedly made the point that his office will operate without fear, favor, or prejudice, and this has been a remarkable achievement that he's been able to sustain over his term of office. And in many ways, we shouldn't bluff ourselves that auditors are all nice people. They give us a hard time, both as members of the executive and as administrators. But I think what he has achieved and what his office has achieved is very useful for our democracy. And that is a constructive tension between the work that they have to do, the reports that they have to provide in an honest way, and at the same time being careful to listen to the auditee as well and ensure that the auditee is heard. And this, we must commend him for the leadership that he's provided in achieving. Domestically, he's been recognized for the way in which he's prioritized issues of clean administration and the care for public resources and the way in which they've been utilized. We've seen through the years in his reporting that these issues are of prime importance to him as it is to ourselves as well. There has been a steady increase in the response by leadership within an organization to achieve these outcomes. In fact, this morning he briefed Cabinet on yet another set of audit results and was equally frank, as he has been in the past, about both what we've achieved as a young democracy, but also what we still have to achieve. One of our biggest problems has been that we, as the users of financial statements that are being audited, did not always understand the message that he was trying and his office tries to convey. And what Mr. Nombembe has been able to achieve during his term of office is clearer communication, simple communication, and if you like, relevant communication that enables us all to act in accordance with what we all value, which is good governance and proper financial management and performance management in our institutions. The Auditor-General and his office have become more accessible by getting close to stakeholders, and that, I think, is a particular tribute to Mr. Nombembe's style and approach to his work, his road shows, his consultation both with administrative heads but also political heads, and his ability to ensure that he both listens but also communicates frankly about some of the issues that we are challenged with. He's also, as we've pointed out, built the office of the Auditor-General to a new level and set new benchmarks for his successor to build upon. He's insisted on his staff doing further studies and professionalizing themselves, He's built capacity and skills development programs in the Auditor-General's office. And today, he can leave this office with the knowledge that the office is a stable and well-run organization. He's well respected across the African continent, and as the previous speaker pointed out, across the globe as well, for his many contributions to the auditing profession, but also to ensure that South Africa holds prime place of pride in terms of recognition for the auditing skills that we have within this continent and in South Africa as well. I have no doubt that as a leader, Mr. Nombembe has a particularly bright future. I'm not sure when he speaks whether he'll tell us what his future is, but as he leaves the office, he doesn't have to maintain too much of secrecy now. And nonetheless, we wish him well for his future. And we hope, as many of us I'm sure will agree, that he continues to make a contribution to building our democracy, to building the public sector in our democracy, and that he remains an asset both to South Africa more generally and to the government as well. Let me take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Nombembe for the support that she has given him. He does a lot of traveling, both within the country and outside the country, and without the support of the family, he wouldn't be able to do that effectively. So, Mr. Nombembe, the Treasury and the Finance Ministry, of course, are your key points, touching points in government, and we've enjoyed our relationship with you, and we hope to work equally successfully with your successor. Go well, and all the best for the future. Thank you.